Good morning, brush monkeys. We are back, and this week we are painting a couple of Squires from the Grenadier box set, Knights of the Round Table. That came out in 1989. This was a Grenadier Fantasy Lords box set. I do not have the rest of the. I have the rest of the box set. I just don't know where it is, so I'm not going to be painting those right now. But I wanted to paint these Squires, and I originally had these planned as two separate videos, and then I got to looking at my painting scheme for them and realized they're basically the same figure, just in they're basically going to have the same color scheme, just different ways. The main difference is one of them is going to be, the tunics are party colored red and yellow, and their tights are red and yellow the other way. The other guy is just the opposite. It's going to be like red yellow and then yellow red. So, I mean, that's the only difference between the two. They're mostly going to be speed paints and contrast paints, so it's going to go by really fast. So I thought it's dumb to do two videos of essentially the same thing. So I'm just going to paint them both as the same video. So I'm going to go ahead and get started on these guys. They're going to be Wraithbone and Guilliman Flesh for the skin. Then, as I said, Iron in yellow and Blood Angels red for the tunics and tights. Their belts, pouches, boots are going to be snakebite leather. Their hair is Gorgrunta fur. This one, you can see his under tunic. That's going to be, I'm going to paint it misty gray and then ivory highlights. And then the bases are going to be Absolution green with a little niblet green dry brush and a dark green base band. So I'm not anticipating these guys being a huge problem to paint. Like I said, it's going to be a quick little thing, but sometimes having little townspeople and Squires and you know, non-playable character minis is a good thing for your gaming table. So it sometimes helps to have these little guys around. So I'm going to go ahead and get started on them, and then we'll come back and see how they look. All right, see you soon. Bye. All right, we are back, and we got the skin done. These are both done with Wraithbone and Guilliman Flesh from Citadel. I think they look pretty good. I'm going to go do the hair next. They both got that same kind of bowl cut, so that should be pretty quick. I may do the hair and their under tunics next, because this one's just got a little bit of the under tunic showing around his collar and the back of his neck. This one's got more of it showing on the front of him. So I may go ahead and do both, but we'll see. I'm going to go do those, and then we'll come back and see how they look. All right? See you soon. Bye. Alright, so now I have the hair done on both of them. The hair and the beard on this one guy. And I've got the shirts painted with the misty gray and highlighted with ivory. It's a little hard to tell on this camera. It tends to wash out whites. And I also have their tunics painted, or base coated, with Vallejo Game Color Wolf Gray. This is my stand-in for the Gray Seer paint, base paint that Citadel makes. I ran out of Gray Seer, so I got that stuff, and it works pretty well. It's a nice, cool gray color. It's going to look really nice. It's going to help those whites and yellow, or yellows and reds pop. But best of all, it because I only did the tunics, not the tights, there's going to be a color difference a little bit between the yellow and red on the tights and the yellow and red on the tunics. And also, it kind of neatens up a couple little places where the, like right around the cuff of the shirt and right around here where the skin color from the hands got out of pocket, and this will neaten things up a little bit. It's kind of one of the reasons why I advocate painting from the inside out, painting skin first and then under tunics and over tunics and so on and so forth, because it gives you a chance to neaten up successive layers as you go. So far they're looking pretty good. I like how they're turning out. So up next we're going to do the party color on them, and then we'll come back and see how they look. Alright, see you soon. Bye. Alright, I've got the party color painting done on this guy. And in case you're wondering what I mean by party color, for those of you that don't do historical reenactment or into medieval heraldry and shit like that, which I would imagine is kind of a lot of you, party color is basically when you take two colors and you kind of checkerboard it on the body. So you've got yellow on the right side here, and then yellow on the left side here, and red on the left side, red on the right side. And then this guy's done just the opposite. Red, red, yellow, yellow. And this is why I was going to do this video as one video instead of two separate ones, because it's essentially the same color scheme. We're just going back and forth like this. And this is usually, in the Middle Ages, this was a way for a knight to designate his squires. Squires couldn't hold heraldry, so they couldn't, they didn't have their own coats of arms. So what usually happened was when a knight hired squires, he would buy them clothes or have them clothes made in his heraldic colors. So if your heraldic colors are, for example, mine are red, yellow, and black. So I would have my squires dressed like this in red and yellow party colors, or sometimes party colors is like all one side was red and the whole other side was yellow. That was done too. This is more of a checkered party color. But yeah, my squires would be dressed like this, so that's why I chose those colors, because of red and yellow. Now, these are still a little bit wet, so I'm going to let them dry, and then we'll come back and do like the belt pouches and the, this guy's got a dagger on him here. We'll base those in Wraithbone, and then we'll do the snakebite leather and all the little touches on those when we get back. But I think they're turning out pretty well. I think they look pretty good so far. A lot of detail in these old Grenadier sculpts. I always like how some of the older sculpts take to newer painting techniques really well. I think that's interesting. But yeah, so I'm going to take a break and let that dry, and then we'll come back and see what they look like. See you soon. Alright, I'm back, and as you can see, we've got the leathers done on these guys. So now the only thing left to do is I've got some greedy gold. I'm going to do the hilt and pommel of his dagger here, and then the bases, and these guys are basically done. So I'm going to go ahead and do those little details, and then we'll come back and take one more look at these guys, and then you've seen me do the bases 100 times, so it's not going to be any big surprise. I'm going to go wrap that up, and we'll come back and take a look at them. All right, see you soon. Bye. Alright, so there's the hilt, pommel, and the tip of the scabbard of his dagger done with the greedy gold. So all that's left to do on these two squires now is the basing, and I've done this kind of basing 100 times on 100 figures. You've seen it all before. I'm not going to make you sit through it. Say it with me, folks. It's Absolution Green, Niblet Green dry brush, and dark green base band. So next time you see these guys, they'll be completely done. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Bye. Alright, brush monkeys, there are our finished squires from the Grenadier Fantasy Lords Knights of the Round Table box set. I think they look really good. Really happy with how they turned out with those contrast paints. So thanks for watching, and I will see you guys next week. Bye. Hey Brush Monkeys, Tom here. If you like what you see, click like down below, and if you want to be notified when new videos get posted, click subscribe. And in the meantime, if you want to support us in any way, check me out on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter. We're on all those platforms. If you see a miniature on the site that you want to make one of your own, hit me up on Instagram. I can quote you a price for that. And if you want any Flying Monkey Studios merchandise, like t-shirts, things like that, hit me up on storefrontier.com/flyingmonkeystudios and get all your merch there. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys next week. Bye.